Oh,
Oh, oh
oh,
my gosh.
daughter.
Daughter to the rescue. I am so sorry.
Yes.
Can you see? Is this like too much
Yeah.
lighting? Okay.
No, you're great. Don't worry about it. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so let me tell you something interesting. Sorry, I've been zoning out for like the last 15 minutes, so my
Okay.
brain is in la la land. And so I'm like, hold on, let's hold the thought.
Yeah.
So let me kind of tell you what happened. So this morning, I woke up at, I don't know, 8:05 or something like that. And it didn't make any sense to me until I just like literally came in here and sat down and opened up your appointment and I just went, ah. So there was somebody, by the way, spirit shows up, they show up all the time. And
Mhm.
most of the time you don't know that it's happening because you go, oh, well, I weird. I just thought about them. Well, that
Yeah.
weird thought about them is them. That's how
Uh,
they do it. Right. But anyways, this morning I woke up and as soon as I wake up, that's a lot of times when we get our messages or even like
yeah.
as you're falling asleep, that's
Yeah.
when you're most, you get it. And
Yeah.
all I heard was this man. It was a man. It was in my head and he goes, I'm her uncle.
Uh,
Like
oh my.
that. And I go, well, no, no, no. And I was like, okay, okay. And so I'm not thinking anything of it. Actually, I have a class tonight I'm teaching, and I was like, man, is somebody's like person from my class coming through? Like, why? I'm like, I'm doing astrology, you know? And then I walked in and I realized that I have sessions, and I was like, hmm, interesting. And so I sat down and I pulled up right now, and I was like, it was you. It was you. But he was talking about well, it wasn't talking, but it was all feelings. And number one was just to say, like, I'm all right, over and over and over again. He kept sounding out of breath. He's not that way anymore, but he kept sounding like just like
Mhm.
exceedingly tired. And he was just trying to talk about his life. And he just felt run down. And he is like not that way anymore. And essentially, he's very happy to see you. So let me
Uh,
kind of tell you how this works, which is kind
oh,
of cool. And let me move my camera because apparently my cat got in here and decided to push all my stuff around. All right, there you go. So what we do here obviously is when we do this, how do they connect? They come in because they love you, they're connected to you,
mhm.
and I just have to be open enough and understand the language enough to be able to tell you exactly what's
Yeah.
being said. You get it. When they talk, how do they talk? Well, first thing is that they will give me all these signs and symbols. They may show me something like a light bulb. That for me means that there's a good idea that's about to happen, or maybe like
Yeah.
a pineapple that means that they're from Florida. You get it.
Oh, okay.
The other two things are that, or the other three things are that they will try to put me maybe in situations that could have happened to you, could have happened to them, or will happen to you. The
Okay.
only issue there for me personally is that I'm from Houston, Texas. I don't believe in snow. I currently live in the middle of like nowhere in East Texas, right next to Louisiana, so like deep south.
Yeah.
I haven't been anywhere like Oklahoma and above. I've been to
Okay.
like California and kind of like the southern
Yeah.
area. I've flown into New York. All right, so that's
Yeah.
about it. But I don't have any idea about like what Wyoming looks like except for
Mhm.
things I've seen on TV, right? So if you ask me something like, "Oh, well, what did his neighborhood look like that he grew up in Washington State?" I know they have crabs and there's a lot of trees. Other than that, it's not in my brain. And so what
Yeah.
they do is they pull out how they talk and do sentences is they pull
Okay.
out things that I've seen, experienced, and felt, and they try to tell their life through that. That's why.
Okay.
Um, and then the last two things, but we can still get it. But the last two things are that they will talk in feelings. That's number one. That's how they talk to you a lot. And I just have to learn what words to put with it by essentially in my head going, does this sound right? Does this sound right? And then you get this
Yeah.
feeling of like yes or no. And the last one is just words. Sometimes they will just talk, and I got to tell you what they are. So ask me anything if you want, but let's see if we can like make them stronger. Um, because he's here. And when I mean stronger, I don't mean like he's weak. It means it's hard for them to connect sometimes
Okay.
because it's a lot of energy. And so we got to
Right.
give it back
Right.
to her. I got to give it back to him.
Right.
So just stay. I have my notepad. All I'm doing is scribbling.
Okay.
And all I really need you to do is be like, Amie, hell yeah, what you're telling me makes sense, or no, it doesn't.
Okay.
Because I'm obsessed with trying to figure it out. But I have to have you tell me yes. Otherwise, when they put all that in my brain at one time and I turn it into a sentence and I give it to you and you just sit there quietly, my brain's on overdrive. And I'm like, did you not get it? Did she not understand it? Oh my God, what's going on? That's
Yeah.
literally what it feels like. So you kind
Yeah.
of like release me. Okay.
Oh,
So let's see. He was here this morning. That doesn't ever happen, by the way. That's not a normal thing. So,
Love that.
um, oh, hold on, hold on. Oh, interesting. That's a very interesting feeling. So your daughter is obviously, I saw her face for half a second,
Yeah.
but she is getting older. And she was like, or is, I mean, she's your daughter, but she wasn't is like your best friend or one of
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. He goes like this essentially. Now this is a feeling, and it's like, oh, she's getting older. Oh, look how grown up she is. And he says, don't be sad about her getting older like that.
I
And
love
it's almost, yeah, and it's almost like maybe we dread that. It's interesting too,
that.
is because he says, he's like with you. I've never had that show up in a session before, and he had her with car keys. Wait, can she drive now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Gonna be 23.
Oh, shut up. She is.
Yeah.
Man, she looks
Yeah.
really young. Okay,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, he goes like this. He says, can't go everywhere with mom anymore. He says, oh, she drives herself. She does everything herself. And I go, oh, okay. And he's talking about her with car keys leaving out and being like, bye, mom. And you being like, oh, well,
Yeah.
okay. You know,
That is,
essentially, he says, are y'all going to do anything? No. I need y'all to do something special this weekend. Why don't you? Are you going to go out to dinner or anything on Saturday? What are you doing?
maybe she is off.
Oh, she is.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, that's cool. Okay, sorry. He goes like this. I said, so what? And he has this feeling of like you guys would have the time like this weekend, or maybe it's Friday right now, to go and do something together and like go do it. Okay, I don't know. That's kind of cool. He knows her schedule. I just work here. He's talking about how what? Tell me. Phooey. So he, even though he was uncle, he was really like the father figure.
He
You're
was.
like entire. He was
Yeah.
okay. I said, so what about you? I said, what? How did we get like uncle being like the best friend? And he says, Dad, oh phooey, talking. So he's saying like your father, whatever.
Yeah.
Screw him, essentially. And I go, oh, okay. And he says, it's me. I go, oh, I
Mhm.
get you. And he's talking about how, oh, I wonder if he was having a difficult time getting around. Hold on. Because he keeps showing you coming up and being like, here, let me put on your jacket, or like, let me
Yeah.
help you here. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, and so he's talking about, because he keeps sitting on the couch behind you, and then he gets up and he talks about you being very loving and nurturing and like
Yeah.
helping him if he needs help and doing
Yeah.
this. So good job. Thank you. And he says that, what? Do you want a sandwich? Let me get you a sandwich. And so obviously you cook, which is good.
I,
And he's talking, yeah,
I do. A big
he's
cook.
just saying, really?
Yeah. And I would always bring him his food and yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he's making me hear. You'd be like, let me get you a sandwich. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he's just saying how great you are. He says that, what? Oh, oh. Oh, so you want to just only bring him his food? You would like Tupperware it up and like give it to him for
Yeah.
like a couple days at a time?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Good
I,
job. Okay. Good job. Yeah, I said, I go, so these are the things that I like to ask. Like, these are the things you can't Google, right? And I was like, can you tell me about the food? How was it? Was it a plate? Did he just bring it over? Can you show me? And he's making me feel. And he says that, what? Hold on. Weird. Was like, he not married at the end of his life?
he wasn't. No.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I said, so where was your wife? What's going on? He goes, huh, I was alone. I go, oh, okay. And he says maybe she left a long time ago. So was he like in a relationship a long time ago and like they broke up? No.
Not that I'm aware of. He was very private about it, but no. Yeah, no.
Okay, yeah. He just says like it almost feels like if he was in one, it would have been like 30
Yeah.
years before and like it
Yeah.
wasn't a thing. That's what notice I didn't say married or at that point. It's just
Yeah.
like a relationship. He says that tell me. Hold on. So this house has an oh, I don't know if he's talking about below you or above you. This house has another floor?
It does. Yeah.
Oh, okay. He made me hear footsteps on the ceiling above you. That's why. And I know he's not out there roofing, so it
Yeah.
has to be a floor, okay?
Yeah. It's
And
a house. Yeah.
you have one of those,
Yeah, I do.
okay? Uh huh. Those are cool. I've never seen one. I've only seen those in magazines. And he says that. Tell me, what? Do you have something wrong with your fridge handle?
Oh my God. The middle constant or the
Oh,
freezer sticks and it like leaks water everywhere. Yeah.
shut
But
up!
it's
Shut
not
up!
old, so we don't want to replace it.
That's what he says. He says it's not old.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
yeah, he has you go like this. They said what? He's like, babe, it's okay to get a new fridge. And then I hear you say, it's not an old one though. And then he has you like making me feel the handle, and you're like, oh
Yeah.
my God. All right. But like that. So he's around with you for that. These are little things. He says that, tell me what? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. That's what he keeps saying that you say. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And he says, live a little. Live a little. He come on. It's interesting. He's talking about don't compensate. I guess no, that's not the right word. Um how do you want me to say that? He's giving me all these feelings and I know what he's wanting to say, but I'm trying to figure out the best words for it. It's almost like he's saying do a little bit for you,
Yeah.
and that way
Yeah.
you can become happy. We don't always have to like,
Yeah.
put even us on the back burner, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
he's saying that, and
I talking to one of my friends about that.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that is a
It's,
big thing.
yeah.
You need to, and he's saying that. What? I know. He's so funny. He's essentially saying, you need to. He goes, because nobody's going to give you a crown. Nobody's going to give you a star for not doing
Yeah.
that. He was like, you're only going to make yourself feel, ugh.
Yeah.
And he says, come on. So there you go. That would be what you need to do.
Yeah.
And he says that, oh, I need you to take your vitamins. I have no idea what that is. It's almost like, but it's like I need you to take like a vitamin or a supplement or something. He talks about nutrition. I think your nutrition is fine and good, but I think that if you got on something like just pretty basic, that it would end up help. And this is not doctor. This is just seeing like something 10 years in the future, and that if we start this little bitty thing right now, like it won't come to fruition. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it's funny that you say that because I'm like perimenopausal. So I've
I
just been like just in the slumps and like I've gone to the doctor about it and I was like, can you check my thyroid and stuff like that? And they're wrong with your thyroid, but like you can take vitamins in which I, of course, I don't.
my God, go. As somebody, I have been in, well, I had a total hysterectomy back 10 years ago. So I have been in menopause now for 10 years, and it's a
Yeah,
bitch.
it is.
But go, it is. Go. I would say, not only did your doctor say it, but like they said it. So I would say take it seriously,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
And, yeah, because it's not anything like cancer or anything like that. It was just
Right.
like, they showed me like you
Like you
slowing
feel,
down or like slumping.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So please
yeah,
do that. And they're saying that. Tell me, he's really in. Is the kitchen like there for you?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, he's over here. He's like over there in this area. And he's like facing you and watching you. And what? Who? Oh. Have you always had like a hot and cold relationship with your mom?
Sometimes he always had
I,
he's a fan of my mom.
This what he goes like this. He goes, I said, so who else is here with you? Who else is her support or can be? And he goes, oh, her mother. I go, oh, well, what about her? And then he goes, which means for me up and down or
Yeah.
hot and cold. And he just rolls his eyes a little bit. I was like, oh, okay, all right, well, that's fine. And he's talking about how, what, tell me, does she? Does she? Oh, do you have a son as well?
Hmm.
You do. He's very like, I don't, is he like the cat's meow or something? Like,
Well, he's the youngest, so
he is. Yeah. Yeah. They put, let me just tell you, and what I mean, cat's meow, they have him standing up next to you and he's taller than you now.
yeah.
Yeah. They had him standing up next to you and he's like, just very like
Yeah.
that. And your uncle, I'm just going to call him your dad, is like, yes, awesome. And I'm like, good. I will tell him that, like everything. And he says, what? Did you used to have him in sports, but like not anymore? Or what's up with that?
So he was playing soccer, and then
Yes.
yes, and then he had some medical issues with like an appendix, and kind of just lost a couple seasons, and then he just played for he's a junior, so he went into his junior.
Oh,
He didn't play a lot in the travel league, so that was like a big thing for us, and just very heartbreaking. Like he's sitting the bench, but he still wanted to continue to play. So my husband's actually gonna start coaching like a summer league for his senior year. But yeah, yeah,
yes. Please go do that. Okay, you know that picture I told you that he just showed me with that? He put his like a what would be like a jersey and then he had him hold a ball and that's why I was like, what? And then he said, issue with not playing, and I'm like, okay. And he says, but he's so good. And
yeah.
I'm like, ah, please do it. And he says that what? Hold on. Hold on. Oh, now he's going into the relationship area with you. Yeah, he sees everything. They see absolute everything. He said, but it's not weird. It just
Yeah.
is, okay? He says that what? So was like your husband like your one true love, like your heartthrob everything?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. He just put you as like being with him and you going, so it's almost like this like childlike in a good way, young type of romance
Yeah.
thing. It feels like
I got with him, and I'm
really.
yeah, yeah,
No wonder. Yeah. See. Okay. Okay. Yeah. And he goes like this. He says, "Oh, and they're fine." He says, he just talks to the husband for a second, and he says, "Keep going. Just take the time to love her a little bit more." Like that's all he says.
yeah.
Nothing terrible. He's just talking about slowing down, I guess. And he says that what? Hold on. Oh. 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 Did you put a picture? No. I don't know where this is. Do you have a picture of him on a wall that would face me this way? Like, do you have it in your bedroom or is there a picture over here? Where's that at?
Oh my god, it's yeah. Picture. It was literally right behind you. Oh my god.
That's cool, right? Sorry, he's
I,
showing me a photo, but he's turning around, and then he says that behind him there's something like soft, like a soft thing. So I'm like, I don't know if this is a couch or a bed, and so that's why I was like, he's right here. So,
oh
oh
my,
yeah, ooh, good job. Yeah, he's been with me, dude. He's been with me. Tell me what? Come here. Oh, what are you doing? Where are you going? Hold on. What? His mother must have been a really secretive person. Wow, was he really detached from his mom or something?
he was pretty close to her. They were pretty strict, like growing up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and he always called my grandfather the Pope. And but my grandmother has passed.
Yes, I know. I know. No, he goes like this. He says, I said, who are you with? So I'm asking him a million questions in my head. I said, who are you with? Who are you with? And he had these people show up that I can only assume are like his parents. I said, well, how are they? Are they fun? And he had them going, just just stare. And he says, that's my mom. And he goes, he almost makes me feel like if somebody said, I don't think they're Catholic, but like if somebody said like a staunch Catholic or something like that. So there's that heaviness.
Yeah.
And he says, I love her. It doesn't show a lot of like, but like she's there. So it's like maybe they're like, it doesn't feel like bad. So yeah, so he's with them. But they're kind of like, he would be up here. They're like way in the back. And you got a lot of angels watching after you. That's what he says. I would just have to agree with him on that. And he says that, what? Why? Why? Weird. Did he have like two brothers that were in the service?
So he was in Vietnam, and my grandfather was in World War II.
Oh, two men. Okay, yeah. He goes like this. I said, so can you tell me this? And he flips back these two almost like sepia color photos. And he puts a really young face and he puts what would be a military uniform. And then he puts another really young face, military uniform. And I go, oh, okay. And he says, like, this was a hard but decent time in my life. And I think also that was something that caused him to be a little bit more quiet down the line, right? Like he's just saying that's why he kind of like separated. I go,
Yeah.
I get it. He gets like he doesn't talk about it to people though. And he gets, yeah, that's what he says. I said, he says, those boys. And I said, so did you share the stories? He says, no, I don't like to talk about it. He says, but I realize that they're okay now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so he's talking about that, and he says that, tell me about Blueberry. What? Hold on. What? Do you, in your backyard, are there like 3 steps leading down to the grass or something?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You have a dog that's running up and down these stairs.
I have a Boston Terrier, but my other dog passed away last year.
Shut up.
That he would know.
Like,
yeah.
Yes, like flying up and down these stairs.
Yeah.
And like jumps into the house and then flies back out. And he's talking, I knew he was going to be dead. And he's talking about how the Boston is fine, but this other one was like your everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he goes, this one's her buddy. I was like, oh, okay. I said, there's always like a more meaningful one. So like that dog is in your home, but he's like repeatedly trying to show you, I think, how excited he is that he's coming in and out, or it's coming in and out all the time. And what? Hold on. Oh, we had to take it to the vet and let it go?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. He's like, oh, it found its way back home. And then they just replayed me a moment of like, you going, oh, we have to do this, and it's like, oh, okay, but they still live here.
He was hit by a car by our bus driver.
Bus, hold the fuck on. Hold on, sorry, I don't want to curse like that. Okay, hold on. Did I take a screenshot of it? I was getting ready, and I have my spirit box on. Aaron Carter showed up. We'll talk about that later, just because his sister's my friend. And I was like, who's here? What happened? And it said bus, and it was talking about leg. And I was like, did somebody like die on a bus? What happened?
He was hit so hard in his back legs that it paralyzed his legs. So when we brought him to the vet, we had to put him down. Yeah. Yeah.
That was at, hold on, let me see if I can find, I don't think, that was at 227. 227.
Yeah, that's
okay.
True.
And it's 3:56 right now. So yeah, your uncle has been like, or your people have been trying to do, and no wonder he'd be flying in, because he's trying to show you that he came back inside. Oh,
yeah, it was.
Yeah, well, just know that he's fine. They're fine. Nobody's upset. Nobody's. And what? Did it? No. And the bus driver still works doing the bus thing still?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I said, okay. I go, so what happened? I said, did it like terrify the bus driver and they left? Oh, no. I'm still doing it. I go, oh, okay. And
Yeah.
yeah, they're very they love you. Hold on, tell me about what? Where? Hold on. Oh. They had me in your bathroom, I guess, upstairs. Why? Hold on. Give me a second. Hmm. This is gonna be this is one of those random things like the fridge things again, okay? Okay, in your master, I don't know if this is the upstairs or in your master area. Do we need to put like a new handle for the shower or like something going on with that? Or like just something dealing with the shower, like the shower fixtures?
We just, my husband, we have one bathroom, and my husband just
Oh.
like the shower head because it wasn't trickling in enough, and now it's like a water.
Yes.
Like he just did that last week.
That's what he's talking about. He goes like this. He says, "Oh, something, something." The husband, "Oh, I know you could do this. I know you could do this. Oh, you could do better than that." And then he shows me like the shower thing. Then he shows me like what would be a handle. Then he shows me like not working, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" So just know that he knows.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
weird. I like this. And hold on, I'm gonna ask him what. Tell me what about her? Oh, what? Who's the birthday boy coming up? Who's the birthday boy?
His birthday.
When does that happen?
No, his birthday was January 1st. I'm trying to think.
Oh, it just happened.
It
Okay,
just happened.
yeah, leave. Okay, yeah, he goes, and happy birthday to the birthday boy. I was like, what about it? And he's just like joking or like laughing about it. And then whose birthday is who's the April May person?
Um, my brother's birthday is in May, and my
Oh,
mom's birthday
that's,
is April.
oh, oh, okay, yeah, he just makes me feel Aries Taurus. And I'm like, well, I know you can't be both of them, so I don't know who this is. So he's just like popping in to say hi to everybody, including your mother. He's like, hey, Jan. I'm not saying her name's Jan, but like that's essentially like, hey, Jan. Like that's the feeling it is. And he says, tell me what? Really? So they ended up having to have him in a hospital at the end of his life?
Um, so that's kind of why I like reached out to you.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
so he had a caretaker taking like care of him.
Yes. That's what he's
And
talking.
so I was close to him. Again, he was very closed off, but he like would talk about,
Mm-hmm.
check on
Mm-hmm.
him like frequently. And so in December, I had checked on him. He told me that he moved from his trailer to this other place this guy was taking care of.
Yeah.
And the guy did not even tell us that he had a stroke and moved my uncle in with him. And lo and behold, my best friend, who's a hospice nurse, but she couldn't tell me at the time, had went to the house. And I didn't know that he had passed until I saw it in the obituary. Yeah.
Shut up.
Mhm. So I feel like this guy completely robbed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what. So showed me this. He says they moved me from my home. And I said, "Oh, so you're not on your home?" And then he shows me hospice or hospice nurse around. And I said, "So did you die in your house?" He says, "No." And so that's why I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, maybe he's at a hospital and he died there." And then as he's talking about that, as you're telling me that, I think he not only robbed him of money and goods, but probably also of medicine as well, because it just like feels like that. He just keeps showing me pill bottles everywhere. And I'm not saying your uncle is like the biggest pillhead, but obviously we get
Yeah.
sick and that's the thing. And he keeps showing me that, and he says like good riddance to him.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It
yeah,
was
absolutely.
pathetic. And so
Yeah,
at
Mike.
the so I ended up calling our local funeral home. And so I'm a nurse, and I had worked with this woman before, and she actually knew me and told me when the service was. and our whole family, like they stood under this tent and we had to stand outside of it. Yeah. Mhm.
Well, no wonder he shows up beforehand because
Mhm.
y'all didn't get any type of closure, and that's what. Yeah, he was showing me. I said, tell me about the end of your life. What was going on?" And he says, like, nobody I love was around me.
No, because that guy never told us
Yeah, fuck him.
because
Screw him.
he was robbing him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, he's not he's not being robbed anymore, and it's just earthly things, and he can't do anything, about it, and he's fine, and he just sits with you.
Yeah.
And you can't take the guy to court though. Like there's nothing. Yeah,
Nothing.
yeah. I go. Are we gonna go and like sue his ass? Because I'm all up for that, right? And he's like, nope, you can't do that. I was like, oh, well,
Yeah,
whatever.
because that
And
guy made himself power of attorney at the
shut up.
and he actually took like, so my uncle had all my grandfather's stuff too. Like my grandfather was in World War II. He had the flag. This guy took it all. He won't give it to us.
Well, it looks like you and I need to go to a covert operation mission, and it'll be medium and nurse. At least when something happens to him, we can stop the bleeding. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll just figure it out. No, I'm messing with you,
No,
but I get it. I get it. Hold on. I'm gonna say I'm gonna have to run to my next session in just a second. But yours is so phenomenal. Thank you for letting me read you. Like, he's so good. I would not expect him to be this good, and he is. And I think it's because he didn't get any closure with you, and he does adore you. And he what is your husband named after his grandfather?
yeah. Yeah, so
You know,
dumb.
it is. Okay, you know how I talk about on live how like spirits will just say words in my head or they'll just talk? That's what just happened. And he says, "Oh, tell him that his grandfather's proud of him." And I said, "Why?" He says he carries his name. I go, "Oh, really?" And he's like, "Tell him he's watching him." I go, "Fine. All right." And these are like the little things. So please let him know. Oh, that's so
I
weird. Oh,
love
I got all the tinglies. Oh, hold on. What? Tell me about what? I like how he went around and talked to everybody. Come on, put it in my head. Hold on. Hmm. Interesting. Really? So with this appendix thing, did your son almost die?
yeah.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Okay. And but your uncle had already been crossed over at that point.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he goes like this. He says, "And tell the boy, I saved him. I saved him." I said, "What are you talking about?" He says, "He almost died. I watched the whole thing. Yeah, good thing I was already dead. That way I could make sure he was okay." I go, "Oh, all right." And yeah, he saved him.
No, it's weird because right before like he went for the surgery, because it was a whole thing. Um
Yeah.
Septic from it, and he didn't see I didn't see any of the signs. He just literally went septic from it. And so he ended up having 6 weeks of antibiotics, and we were in and out of the hospital. And the day before the surgery, where I thought he was going to end up with like a colostomy bag and all the things, and I was freaking out about it. There was butterflies like flying all around me.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay, someone's here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're always there. Well, he's been here. He's been
Yeah.
here. So this is what I want you to do because I have to run to my next session. I have
Okay.
two more tonight. So, but my God, if you ever need me again, please let me know. Your session is phenomenal. It's everything I want it all to be ever. He's so good, and it's not just because of him. It's because whether you like to believe it or not, you're connected, and because you help other people, because that's what you do. You essentially have this empathy thing or this feeling thing that opens up more. I don't know exactly why, but it's a thing, and so it's easy for it to come through because they work through you because you have a lot of love flowing
Yeah.
through you. So go and do something for yourself. Enjoy it. That
Okay.
doesn't always mean, oh my God, get my hair done. But like, take
Yeah.
an extra 5 minutes and have a
Yeah.
sip of coffee. Know that your puppy is around. Know that like they're giving shout outs from heaven, apparently. And I'm going to send you this recording tomorrow. And so
Okay.
when I send it to you, rewatch it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I love you. And by the way, I have dealt with many people not being able to get on Zoom before. It's okay.
Okay. It's so
Okay.
embarrassing.
I love you.
I
No,
love you.
be quiet.